Over the span of 10 years and 50 women's tournaments, Australia and New Zealand have contested 19 finals. Chalk up another one. Here is number 20 as we see our two teamers. New Zealand with a couple of injuries. Niall Williams unavailable for the final. Australia fit, fast and firing. It's the team that has got them to so many trophies this year. Australia will look to complete a near-perfect calendar year. New Zealand, meanwhile, will try to remind the Sevens world that they remain the dominant force. Another venue, another city, another tournament, another final between two of the greatest rivals.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage landmarks Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, landmarks Australia fair.
Australia and New Zealand, Chapter 20 in HSBC World 7 Series Finals. Ready to go again. I'm Ricky Swanell, former Australian international Tiana Penatani alongside Tiana.
The Black Ferns Sevens have got a bad taste in their mouth from the Rugby World Cup Sevens only a few months ago on this field, as well as Dubai last week. They'll be back with vengeance. It's going to be a cracker of a final.
Christmas will feel just a little different if you go home with a trophy. We go again, New Zealand against Australia. Tyler Nathan Wong, the New Zealand captain, in greasy conditions, and there's going to be a first error. And Shani Williams, she resisted picking up that ball and then concedes the penalty.
Yeah, there it is there. The errors early on. That's not what you want in the final, not the ideal start, but shake it off and go again. Opportunity here for the Black Ferns Sevens to show what strike they have. Sheree Kaka will tap the ball, and you've got the flyer, as we mentioned, Michaela Blythe sitting out on that right edge.
Brazier is going to try and manipulate this Australian defence. Georgia Miller, gee, she's had a good tournament. Gets through one, gets through a second. Can she get past Caslick? Yes, she can! Is that an effort or what from the 18-year-old? We're going to check.
We'll talk about stepping up in big moments. The youngster, that takes guts to be able to take on
have a look for you now.
Defensive line from Australia. We'll have a look at TMO, check the grounding. Great cover tackle from Caslick. Was it enough, though? Let's have a look here. Oh, foot's just been dragged into touch. That is all class from Australia.
The New Zealand player is in touch, so it's no try.
Okay. No try.
No try. Nathan Wong's going to ask about the hint of a high tackle back in, but it'll be play on, 50-50. Great cover defence from Australia.
Yeah, dangerous signs early on here from New Zealand. This is their style of game. Change of angles, especially in the wet. Great identification, but what about the barnstorming run from the youngster, Georgia Miller? She's been fantastic.
Maddie Levi soaring high, and Australia will play out from on their own goal line, and they have got dangerous players across the board. This powerhouse, and the ball around the corner. Williams holds on nicely. Caslick has Blythe swarming in around her. Early pressure coming on. The Australians, this champion team, who have been without peer almost all of this year. Now they get a roll on through. Caslick and look to get their speedsters into the action. Chopped down in the tackle was Soraya Pucky. It spills out for Caslick. And now Williams working in the middle, trying to suck in the New Zealand defence. Blythe comes flying across, and Felix Hotham down low. Australia, they're just masters at retaining possession. A change of tactics here from Caslick. She kicks ahead for herself. Tyler Nathan Wong goes back for New Zealand. She had Levi with her, and Levi concedes the penalty. Nathan Wong away she goes, looking for her runners. As Australia try and fan out across the width of Cape Town Stadium. Felix Hotham's dumped to the ground in a big tackle. Nathan Wong, who's led this side with aplomb in the absence of Sarah Hiddeny the last 2 weeks. Kaka, Sheree Kaka show and go, steps through the Australian defence, and it'll be New Zealand who scores first in the final through Sheree Kaka.
Well, they were building the pressure, New Zealand. It came from the composure from Tyler Nathan Wong to get back and secure possession. A bit of shake and bake there from Sheree Kaka, the number 22. Look at the connection here. Kelly Brazier dragging the defence across, but then staying alive there, creating that extra number. Shani Williams just got caught out there. Hips and shoulders that turned to the left, exposing the inside shoulder. Lafal Fakosilea switched off. Just a bit of disconnection there. New Zealand first points on the board.
Sheree Kaka has had that thigh heavily bandaged for most of the weekend, able to stride out that time around and put New Zealand up in front early, 7-0. That stat shows just how tight it is between these teams, a converted try or less. Nathan Wong goes down towards Shani Williams again, and it's taken in well by the Australian veteran. This impressive woman, one of the leaders in the Australian team. Nathan Wong shooting up out of the line, but Lefal Fakosilea is so strong. She was able to get the offload away for Kazagor. Look at the interplay. That looked forward, and it's called forward. But boy, it almost up and opened up for Australia.
Yeah, the double loop there. Beautiful work from Australia with the ball movement. Charlotte Caslick getting a second touch. Just floated that pass forward. She was... You can see, it was disappointed with that. Here's the first loop. Charlotte Caslick puts the foot down, spots the support there. Another loop around the back, creating that extra number. You can see the ball's just slipped out of the hands forward there. That's disappointing. You can see it. There's the emotion on the face.
Set.
That rain really tumbling down now, and this is a slippery ground ever as Australia put a big way on. It spills out New Zealand's side, fortunately for Brazier, who hands off to the try scorer. Kaka looks full of running in this final again.
No.
Play on is the call as Nathan Wong is safe with the bouncing ball. Little bit of feet from her, and then the run line came from Reese Poldy Lane. She just fires it back for New Zealand. Now Nathan Wong spies a big gap, and New Zealand are going to go up by a second try. It's Tyler Nathan Wong, the architect, the magician, gets the points.
So good to see her get another score on the board this weekend. She has been instrumental in the performance of the Black Ferns Sevens, and she was here all those years ago, 10 years ago, the first ever World Series event, as was Shani Williams. So it's great to see her still kicking it and still dominating on the World Series. Great spot opportunity. We knew that the wet weather was going to come into play here, Rick. You can't play that wide style of footy. You've got to look for the spaces through the middle. Really tricky to defend laterally as well at pace.
$14-0 New Zealand lead with a minute and a half to go in this first spell. And she has all-time titles, 26. New Zealand's won 27. Nobody's won more titles than Tyler Nathan. At the moment, Australia backpedaling. Get off here for Australia. We house. Well, Tiana, the team's already out of their huddles, ready to go. Where to Australia? How do they get back into it?
Yeah, they're here to play. Well, you could just see Charlotte Caslick speaking to the team at halftime, talking about tightening up the middle, and that's imperative. 5 missed tackles in that first half so far has let Australia down. When it comes to the teams that are so tight like this, you've just got to be really on point. A little bit loose in the middle at the moment, Australia.
Three converted tries to none. New Zealand lead 21-0 over Australia as the second half of the women's final gets underway in a wet, sodden Cape Town stadium. Brazier with that very educated right boot just bangs down for territory. It's a big, long chase for Faith Nathan, but she can be really dangerous from this area. Black jerseys rounding upon her. Absolutely teeming now. It always threatened this rain as Williams is hustled towards the sideline, keeps in well. Holding on. Oh, just look to force that pass.
No, don't let it come.
I've got to let that ball come out. I don't know if Brazier's going to be able to get out there. It'll be New Zealand ball.
Yeah, that's composure there from the old head, Kelly Brazier, just to get in that offload channel and cause a maul. They'll come away with possession here, New Zealand. Great decision to kick it down as well. They're 3 converted tries ahead, New Zealand. So they've had all the territory in possession. They just need to keep Australia out. Hold on to the ball here. Australia needs something big.
Crouch. Bind.
This is a New Zealand team without the likes of Sarah Hiddeny, Portia Woodman, Stacey Flula. There's 18-year-old Georgia Miller out there. Like Australia has done through the last year, just bringing through young players.
Time on, please.
Look at that rain.
Bind. Set.
And very good morning to you in New Zealand, about 6:30 and then 4:30 on the east coast of Australia as well. Up and watching these women do battle. Cuck it with the chest pass
Backwards.
for Felix Hotham. That one's gone backwards for New Zealand. Everyone has to be very precise here. Poldy lane for Miller, who usually loves to carry in one hand. Oh, she'll tuck it into the one arm. Heavy contact, and Australia unlucky. Really unlucky for Lefau Whakausalea. You look to have got in there to rip it away. Blyde, there's just been no room. It's not one for the wingers at the moment. Haven't seen barely Maddie Levi or Michaela Blyde. Here she is again though, Blyde. Ooh, little change of direction. Oh, and she just slips through a couple of tackles. It was the bar of soap going out of the hands, and it's the form of the Blyde glide. Levi coming at her again. Blyde will dive for the line, and Michaela Blyde will score once more. She is in extreme form as she grabs one for New Zealand.
Oh, so slippery, Michaela Blyde. She's done a lot of defensive work in this final so far. But look at the quick feet. That's her signature. Big fend to the face. Big don't argue. She means business here in this final. But what about the chase that came from the opposite side of the field? Maddie Levi, we spoke about those two matching up. It was a game of cat and mouse there. But she's done this so many times. Inches in it. Maddie Levi, great effort there. Australia on their tails.
So similar to last week, just watching those massive strides of Levi chomp through metres. Couldn't quite stop Michaela Blyde. There's the battle within the battle. Blyde grabs another, but it's still Levi leading the series at the moment. 26-0 now, New Zealand in command. Nathan Wong, has she overcooked that? Oh, Cucker's done well to keep it in. It's probably gone forward. There's Tegan Levi, some fresh legs and maybe some fresh thinking for Australia. Dom DeToy out there as well. She's the assist queen in this Aussie side, and they need all of that. Oh, that's a lovely line and a great ball for Maddie Ashby. She's just going to run this in, Maddie Ashby. Hugely important score, as quick as you can. Dot it down and get going again. Australia strike through Ashby.
Yeah, and she'll put it down quickly and go again. They've got a lot of catching up to do, Australia, but a great link up from the power athlete, Alicia Lefau Whakausalea. She's been shut down heavy so far from the Black Ferns Sevens. Great to see Maddie Ashby link up nicely in space. Let's have a look here. Lefau Whakausalea just sees the opportunity. Maddie Ashby screaming onto the ball. She'll run away with it. Plenty of time here, just under 3 minutes.
Time off. 5 goals.
Player of the final last week, Maddie Ashby, has just stamped her
Number
mark
5.
on this one.
5.
Hugely
Yeah, time's
critical
off.
score for Australia. Just under
want
3 to
5?
play.
Oh, 55. Okay, thank you. Time on.
Dom DeToy with the restart. Oh, Poldy Lane, yes, squirts through the hands.
No, God. No.
You can see the desperation here from Australia. Look. Biantarita screaming over to the scrum. Important not to lose composure here.
I like the urgency, but yes, composure
Right.
key. Because they know they've got the strike
5.
weapons, Australia, to eat into this
6.
lead in the final 2 and a bit minutes. Caslick has Nathan Wong absolutely all over it. Oh, stolen by the New Zealand captain, who's having a stonking game. Felix Hotham, little change of direction. She's got Brazier with her, who has to step out of the way of her teammate. Oh, Cucker, the offload the hands. Is Brazier going to have the pace to get there? There's still plenty left in those legs, and Kelly Brazier, that could seal the deal for New Zealand.
It's the old heads that have stepped up here in this final. The bench is happy with it, and we love to see it. Kelly Brazier, she's been everywhere. Here's the steal from Tyler Nathan Wong. We spoke about composure from Australia. Well, it came in the form of Nathan Wong. Gets a steal, great recycle, and they shift it. Look at the skill on the pass. Kelly Brazier, Jasmine Felix Hotham, she's been fantastic in terms of drawing in those multiple defenders, and that's her second touch there, Brazier. Great little switch line, and then there's the third touch. Talk about work rate, staying alive. That's what they do best, New Zealand, and this wet weather's really come into play.
It was some 47 games ago that Australia lost by a double-digit margin. Hasn't been a hint of it coming in 2022. They've won everything, just about. But this one looks like it's in favour of New Zealand with less than a minute to play, 31-7. Hayes slaps it back for the Australians. They're going to keep pushing, keep probing, keep pressing through Demi Hayes. Going to take it on herself with the long, lean strides of Demi Hayes. Great strike from the Aussie co-captain, stepping up to lead when they need her.
Yeah, that's the perfect impact there from Demi Hayes, legs 11 from the restart. Dominique Dutoit will look to add a couple of extras. Won't be enough though, Australia, but textbook from the restart. Charlotte Caslick just cutting back against the grain, going short side. Demi Hayes there to link up. It's exciting for New Zealand and the ultimate disappointment for the Aussies. Perhaps a little bit complacent leading into this final.
The title is New Zealand's. There's still another act to come. Bang down on the Australian side as Hayes and Australia keep probing, keep looking for more. In these incredibly tricky conditions, you'd have to say New Zealand has certainly played them the better. Here's one of the exciting new youngsters getting a taste of finals footy. Just losing control though, Isabella Nessa. And the final act means it's New Zealand's title. They've been pushing and pushing this young side and really came through good in the final act of the 2022 year. And what will that give them as they head into 2023? It is a New Zealand comprehensive win in the final. They've beaten Australia 31-14.